of paying people off to get his way and to make things go in his favor.
He needed some Instagram views. He needed YouTube views. He needed views. That's it. No one will touch him. That's my David.
I think he won the election with that. Period.
Okay. I think it's an inside job for sure.
Do you think Donald Trump's assassination was an inside job?
I'm not too sure, but something fishy going on for sure.
What do you think the most fishy thing is about it?
That no one tried to stop the guy, even though people were calling out, saying to someone on the roof.
Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah. He's on the roof.
We have people that
Take a look at what happened.
Yes, like why wasn't something done about that shooter when they knew well in advance that he was up there? Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for watching. Here I have some more Nick Shirley with Man on the Street in Las Vegas, asking various people, what do they think? Was the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump an inside job? Or some of them have some other opinions. But before we get back into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, watch the video to the end.
Started. With everything that you guys have seen on the news with the attempted assassination with Donald Trump, what are you guys thinking?
Donald Trump. Oh, that's how I feel. I feel like they need to do some better aim.
Really?
This generation, they so trifling and lazy. Like, why did you do that if you weren't going to hit?
Donald Trump.
Sorry, and I don't wish death on
because
anybody.
I don't wish death on anybody, but he's terrible. He's not a great leader. He is he's a narcissist. He promotes hate. And then when hate comes to him, now he want to act offended. But you promoted it on January 6th. Remember that.
So do you guys
and then they put all of this effort into this man that's bringing hate. But where is the outrage about these kids? And now you've out these shooting. Like, what? Hello, these innocent babies?
Yeah.
Talking about grabbing by the pussies, baby. You grab me by the pussies, that's going to be the last to grab.
And we've heard a couple people say that they believe that Donald Trump incited this on himself and that it was an inside job by him, and other people say it's an inside job on other.
Okay, these people are ridiculous. Okay, can I just say, I'm not even going to go there about how they're dressed, but I'm not even going to go there. This is ridiculous. You know, you're going to say F him and all that. These people clearly believe the hate that comes from the propaganda media. Remember, the media works on our minds, and they've been doing mind control for decades. So this is nothing new. And they're doing it now through media, all forms of media. Now we've got social media, you've got television, radio, you've got Hollywood, the music industry. You've got this propaganda media with all these main news outlets spewing out things, and they promote racial hate and racial grievances. So you'll notice that the minorities and mostly Black people are going to say something different than the others in the video. And I just have to point that out because I think we are the target for racial grievances. They know that a lot of times we can decide the vote. So they are going to try and make Black people hate the Republican side, hate any MAGA Republican, particularly Donald Trump. Remember, this is all a mind game. And the things that they're saying, they've been completely indoctrinated. Completely.
Other side.
I agree. He paid that woman off. He had the money to do it. Why not?
But we're not talking about the war. We're not talking about the stuff. We're talking about the shooting.
We're talking about the shooting.
So do you think
what I'm saying is he has a history of paying people off to get his way and to make things go in his favor. So this is definitely going in his favor. I've never in my life heard of, seen of, even on TV, somebody getting shot out and they jump up and throw their fist in the air.
I would say it raises some red flags.
And remember these ladies, because towards the end of this video, I'll be coming back to them to hear more of what they had to say. Do you think the assassination was an inside job?
Oh, yeah. My buddy right here. Hey, come on. Express yourself. Hey, Donald Trump. That's my nigga.
An inside job. How are they going to have people that are shorter than him to guard him?
Yeah, do you think women should be able to be Secret Service?
No, you saw that woman. She couldn't even put her gun in her holster, man.
What do you think was an inside job?
Maybe, but I don't want to believe it. It's better for the country. I think he won the election with that. Period.
Okay, but do you think it was an inside job?
I think it was too easy for the guy to climb up there and he has all the protection and stuff. No one to notice that.
And do you think the assassination helped Donald Trump in the election?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you got people switching from blue to red now. You got Democrats switching for there, everything. So I think he won it. I don't know if it was inside job or it was outside, but I think he won it with that.
And what do you think about the comment Joe Biden made a couple days, about a week before, saying that he wants to put Trump in bullseye?
That's ironic now, right? He was the bullseye. They missed. That's all I can say.
And if I told you the shooter was walking around the site a few hours before and nobody stopped him, would you believe me?
I probably would believe you. Yeah, I believe you.
And why don't you think Secret Service stopped the guy?
They probably got the same hatred that he had for, that he had for Donald Trump.
So you think it could have been an inside job?
Coulda. I don't know.
Do you think the assassination attempt on Donald Trump was an inside job?
Man, to be honest, I ain't even gonna lie. That kind of threw me off right there because that was unexpected for Trump to even get shot at like that. But I don't know. It probably was an inside job. I think it probably was an inside job. Somebody probably got paid to try to kill him.
If I told you that there was a woman behind Donald Trump, after the shots were fired, she didn't duck. Instead, she stood up and she started filming. And then it comes out now that she works for the FBI. Would you believe me?
I kind of would believe you. I would believe you.
And how do you think that's even possible?
Man, you can't put that past nobody.
Say you're a Secret Service agent and you see a ladder on the side of a building. What would you do?
Climb that ladder to see who walked up because I already know something happened.
What do you guys think about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump?
Honestly, I think it was staged.
I don't think it was real.
And so do you think Trump staged the assassination on himself?
I think so, yeah. I think it's his camp, his people.
Yeah. I think it was a team thing.
On what team? Trump or Biden?
No, Trump's team. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys think Donald Trump planned his own assassination?
I don't think it was a real assassination. I think it was like you ever watched a movie and you know how like if they get shot, they have blood pellets? You know how you could bite the blood pellet and I think it was one of those type of things.
Oh, really? So you think there's something in his mouth that he bit as soon as the gun went off and then?
He didn't have any blood in his mouth. There was no blood in his mouth. What is these people?
His ear started bleeding?
Because I think if he would have got hit with a 50 caliber sniper, then his ear would have been gone. Mm-hmm. Not like grazed.
What do you think about the attempted assassinator being in commercials such as BlackRock?
BlackRock and Vanguard, they're the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can go on and on. You don't want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
There's a lot of dirty money there.
Do you think Secret Service could have stopped the assassination from happening?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Secret Service is supposed to canvass the whole area about a mile out. And then there's some guy that shows up on the water tower. You see him come up just before the shooting, and then all of a sudden he's disappearing again. So that could have been a second shooter there.
The water tower, that's not talked about very often, that there's also potentially another person on the water tower.
Yeah, it looked like there was, because if you look at the way Trump was shot, the splatter would go this way. If he was shot from behind, the splatter would go this way, which it was, and the water tower was behind him.
And what do you think the probability of Donald Trump turning his head right at that moment to avoid that shot?
I think that's...
Angels in it. No one will touch him. That's my David. You know, like David and Goliath?
Yeah.
No one's going to touch my David, God said. He will get in there.
Do you believe divine intervention happened at that moment where Donald Trump turned his head?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
You look at the flag that was hanging up there.
Angel.
The way it twisted, it looked like an angel. I think God definitely had a hand in it.
Do you think this assassination attempt is going to help Donald Trump win the election?
Yes, but I don't think it's going to be the last one. I don't think it's going to be the last attempt.
But the thing of it is, the one that's taking all the glory is God, not Trump. You got to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
God's putting him in to get things done. But God is glory. And he said, you will know it, that it is him. Something really big's going to happen.
So do you think there will be something even bigger than this assassination?
Like a Red Sea moment, the Exodus.
I think the closer we get to the election, worse things are going to happen.
Oh, yeah, because the elites are going to try to cut us down.
They know they're losing.
They're going to lock us down again and everything with this.
Wow, that flag, y'all. I got to say something about that flag looking like an angel. And this woman said, that is my David. You will not touch him. So these people appear to be believers, true Christians. This woman particularly does. And she is saying God gets the glory, not Trump. And I want everybody, warriors, to focus on God, but do pray for Trump's protection. But not just Trump, those in his camp, JD, his wife, children, grandchildren. I don't think he has great-grandchildren. JD Vance, his wife. Just pray for and his close friends and family, because they really want to get rid of him, the elites. And it looks like this lady says they're going to lock us down with that, that whole pandemic thing.
Crap. I don't believe we didn't get the COVID shot.
After talking to so many people and hearing so many different opinions, and there's still more stuff I need to show you guys in this video about what happened at the assassination attempt. I'm not sure if you guys feel the same as me, but I feel like something even bigger might be happening. Our God-given rights could be up for the grabs in these coming months. And to make it even worse, the people that have sworn to defend yours and mine freedoms, they're the ones that are talking about changing our gun laws, changing plans for parents in schools. A lot of weird stuff is happening. However, there are a few things that nobody can take away from you, such as your peace of mind and your self-reliance. One of the main ladies there at Secret Service said that they didn't put anybody on that roof because it was too slanted. Do you think that's a valid excuse?
No. Oh, God, no. Anybody can go on any roof.
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof.
The snipers on the other side behind Donald Trump, they spotted the shooter about 2 minutes before he started shooting. Why don't you think they stopped and shot at him before?
Because they wanted to see if the shooter would have shot first.
What do you guys think about the attempted assassination on Donald Trump?
Oh my God. I think it's an inside job for sure.
What makes you think that so?
Because there's no way that the Secret Service had eyes on him for 3 minutes and didn't shoot him.
And why do you think they didn't shoot him?
Because it's an inside job. There's something going on. I think the government lies to us about all kind of shit.
Let's say you were a Secret Service agent and you saw a man walking around the perimeter with a rangefinder a few hours before the event. What would you have done?
I probably would have alerted somebody because that's not normal.
I think they're definitely in on it and fighting. That's what I think.
What do you guys think about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump?
It was fake.
What do you guys say? You said it's fake. Why do you think it's fake?
I don't know, man. If you're going to snipe somebody, snipe.
It's a tragedy. I mean, serious mishap by the Secret Service.
How do you think they allowed that to happen?
Incompetency.
Why don't you think they responded earlier when they saw him with a rangefinder at the event?
Lack of communications, again, incompetency. You put your trust there, but once the word came out, it should have ended everything.
Do you think they should have took Donald Trump off the stage before it even happened?
Yep. Yeah.
Who would you say is to blame for what happened?
It's the Secret Service.
I mean, it's dangerous once you become a president. Like this going to happen. You got people that try to kill you because of your plans as a president.
Do you think it was preventable?
Yeah, but then again, it's like the hitman, they always got something planning on, and they'll find like a hidden spot where no security guards will find them.
Even if it's on the top of a roof, 150 yards away from Donald Trump?
Yeah. It could be like 30 feet. It could be like 40 feet across from over there tight. And I like how Donald Trump just stood his ground.
What do you think about Donald Trump when he stood up and he said, fight, fight, fight?
He got balls.
To be honest, that shit was all staged, brother. That was bullshit, man.
He missed. That's all that matters.
Bro, if he had a scope, he would have put a bullet in that motherfucker's head, right? That shit was staged, bro.
Who do you think staged it?
Some white motherfucker. I don't know. Some motherfucker.
You think somebody from Donald Trump's side or somebody?
Donald Trump's side.
Of course. It's got
People on the left, they always get mad at white men. He said some white MF. Oh, Lord. And you got Nick Shirley right here, white. Why would he say that to him? Oh, Lord Jesus. Help us, your people, Lord.
That's what it was staged. Like it had to do with his team.
He needed some Instagram views. He needed YouTube views. He needed views. That's it.
What you guys think?
Yeah, I think that Donald Trump moved his head at a perfectly right moment, and maybe there was a little bit of divine intervention involved right there with him looking away and only getting a clip of his ear. But you guys are coming from the perspective that Donald Trump planned to be hit right in the ear.
Exactly, man.
Maybe.
That's staged, brother. I don't know what else can I tell you.
Why? Because he's not doing it as big as it should be. Like, I think if it was a real attempt, it would have been bigger than it was.
And how would it have been bigger? In what ways?
Like more news, more drama.
Like John F. Kennedy.
But he's like whatever. Like he doesn't care.
What do you think about Donald Trump getting shot, and then right after he gets shot, he stands up on his feet and says, "Fight, fight, fight"?
It's staged. He expected it.
Or do you just think that shows the tenacity of a man that's willing to fight?
Yep. I mean, Martin Luther King. The person that wanted to kill him killed him.
Mm-hmm.
So if they really wanted to kill Trump, they would have killed his ass because that shit was so close. Could have been a little more.
So you think they planned? So you guys are trying. So
I feel like they did it just for them to feel bad for him and for him to get more votes. That's what I think.
Well, what you think is ridiculous because Donald Trump was already up in the polls, already up. He didn't need sympathy. If anybody needed sympathy, it was Jim Crow Joe with how he performed in that debate. Everybody was saying, the propaganda media was lying to us, saying that Jim Crow Joe, well, they said Joe Biden, he's sharp, he's vigorous. Kamala Harris even lied and said it. And then after the debate, then they did a total switcheroo and said, well, it's time for him to step down. And all the demon rats started coming out. It's time for Jim Crow Joe to go. And, he's the one that needed sympathy, not Donald Trump, because the Republicans are united around Donald Trump. Nobody was supporting Joe Biden after that debate. And now the demon rats don't even really support Kamala Harris. They want an open convention. So this whole thing about he needed more sympathy to get more votes, he's already ahead. That doesn't make any sense. Tens of thousands of people at the rally. Girl, get it together.
Ma'am, do you think from 150 yards away, that shooter could have been like, I want to just clip the tip of his ear?
Or maybe he just wanted to scare him.
What do you think about the attempted assassination on Donald Trump?
I can't answer that.
Wait, why can't you answer?
As a woman of color, I can't answer that.
I'm interested in your response that you said you can't say anything because you're a woman of color. And why do you believe so?
Trump don't like us. That's why.
Okay. And what did you think when Donald Trump stood up after he had just been shot?
This? He just wanted the black vote. Stop playing with us. He wanted the black votes.
So you think right after he got shot, the first thing that went to his mind was, I want the black vote. Let's say fight, fight, fight.
My dude like attention.
What do you have to say about the people that said the assassination was false? That was a setup.
They're morons.
So what do you think happened?
I think the deep state set up Trump to be killed.
And why do you think they would want to kill Donald Trump?
Because he, once in office, will do a negotiated settlement with Russia and the deep state loves their money laundering operations, and they're not happy about that.
We have moved off the strip, and now we're at Trump International. A lot of you on the strip are saying that Donald Trump did the inside hit on himself. So now we're here at the Trump Hotel to see what people are saying on the Donald Trump side of things, to see if really Donald Trump did the inside hit on himself, or if it was so-called the deep state, Democrats, potentially even Joe Biden. Nobody knows. So we're going to go talk to these people here and see what they have to say. And so we've been talking to a lot of people. Now we're here inside Trump Towers. And do you think Donald Trump set up his own assassination?
No, I don't.
And why do you think people would potentially say that Donald Trump set up his own assassination?
Well, first off, I don't think he would, because if you guys look at the video of him turning, that's a really close call. That was like a quarter inch away from his head. I don't think someone can do that.
What do you think about what happened with the assassination attempt on Donald Trump?
I mean, it's a setup, 100%.
And a lot of people have been saying that we've talked to in this video have said it's a setup on Donald Trump's part. Obviously, you don't think it was that way. What would be your defense saying that it wasn't a setup on Donald Trump's part?
Well, I mean, look at the FBI, the CIA. Look at JFK assassination attempt, right? I mean, this is the exact same thing that's happening now. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a second shooter that nobody's talking about on the water tower. You had the guy on the so-called slope. So the Secret Service agent that had him on the target was there for at least several minutes. Had him in the scope. Why didn't he pull the trigger?
Why do you think he didn't pull the trigger if they were looking at him for the video showed that they were looking at him for about 2 minutes?
Because the higher-ups said don't pull the trigger.
And why would the higher-ups want to take out Donald Trump?
It's a deep state. It's a globalist. It's elitist. 100%. We all know that.
Some people watching this video might not know what deep state means. What do you refer when you say deep state?
It's all about their globalist agenda.
I believe this man right here. I think he's right on target. I totally agree with him. I mean, history, if you want to know what's going on, history is a good teacher. Previous assassinations and assassination attempts have come from the evil powers that be, governmental powers that have their own agenda going on, and this person is not going along with the agenda. So we got to take this person out. And they always got to make it look like somebody else did it. Like in the JFK assassination, Lee Harvey Oswald was the fall guy. Then Jack Ruby took him out. So the fall guy always has to literally fall. And there was another shooter behind that water tower who was the actual shooter, and they trying to pin it on Thomas Crooks and say, okay, he's gone, the shooter's gone, but it's another shooter still out there. It's another shooter still out there. That was the person that missed, not Thomas Crooks. Thomas Crooks just took the fall, and he had his short life had to be tragically ended at the age of 20. And also Corey Comparatori, the retired fire chief, the 50-year-old fire chief who was a beautiful husband and girl dad of 2 daughters. And I frequently bring up his name because I want us to remember a patriot, a Christian, a true believer, a great American like Corey Comparatori. But we need to remember some things. This, in my opinion, you probably already know what I believe. I believe this man right here. So he's clearly thinking correctly. And I have to say that maybe half of the Black people were saying it was staged. The other half was thinking probably an inside job. And everybody else, except there was this other couple that was saying he needed sympathy for votes and all that. But a lot of people in this video were saying it was inside. So the government is having a harder time fooling people than it used to.
And Donald Trump is in the way of their agenda. New world order, one world government, period. And here's my whole thing. I've been in Trump rallies before, by the way. Why wasn't a sniper, a Secret Service sniper, on top of that building 150 yards away? I call bullshit.
People were even warning up to 2 minutes before that there's somebody on the roof and nobody ever came.
Yeah, how about the guy in the water tower? There was a second shooter.
Do you believe there's a second shooter that was also there?
Absolutely.
They also found bombs inside the car of the shooter, and there's a detonator with him. Do you think there was more to be planned out if that shooter was not killed?
Sure. Absolutely.
And now remember these girls from the start of this video? Well, they even had more to say about the assassination attempt. Coming from a different side point of view, because you guys obviously come from the side of a view of a, would you say Democrat? Would you say so? I'm going to come from the side of a Republican. Some people are saying that Secret Service, they didn't do their job. They didn't even go up to that roof, and they said that roof was too dangerous. And why do you think they wouldn't put somebody up on that roof?
Secret Service, or was it the officers that they said they went up and they saw him up there and retreated? Was that Secret Service, or was it the officers of Pennsylvania?
That was the police officer that went up there and saw them, saw the guy up there. But at the end of the day, Secret Service never put a guy on top of that building that was only 150 yards away and had a clear shot on Donald Trump. So
my thought is, it's 2024. We haven't had an assassination attempt. I don't even know how long, but why was that area not surveyed? Like, how did that even happen? That's another thing that makes me think it was an inside job, because there's no way you could have got that close to make a shot like that in a crowd like that. You knew he was coming. You prepare for these things.
So you guys are coming from the point of view that Donald Trump left that building open. Other people are saying that the left left that building open so they could get the shot on Donald Trump.
How is the left is going to leave that building open and the left wasn't there?
It was the Republicans' job to protect their own. They are the one having that.
See that people are coming from different political viewpoints to begin with. People who are Democrat are going to pretty much say Donald Trump staged this to get more sympathy and more votes. Those who are Donald Trump supporters or who are conservative Republican leaning, they are saying no, the evil powers that be tried to take him out because they really don't want him in there. You know, that man that was had the Trump shirt on and the hat, he was saying, this was definitely inside. He talked about the second shooter. So really that bullet came from that second shooter at the water tower, and that second shooter is still out there. They put the blame on Thomas Crooks, just like it was done during the JFK time. They put the blame on Lee Harvey Oswald, who was later taken out by Jack Ruby. Okay, so the fall guy has to die. That's pretty much it. And the real people who are really behind it get away, unless God says otherwise. You guys tell me what you think. Do you think this was an inside job, or maybe just incompetence? Do you think it was intentional? I have my beliefs that it was intentional, because they don't believe they can beat them. They didn't do right the last election, if you know what I mean. They like to deal when it comes to elections. They like to deal. The deep state likes to do that. And so they did this because that he wants to come in and change things up. And he's going up against their globalist agenda. He's against it. And they want to get rid of the thing that's in the way. Donald Trump has repeatedly said, they're not really after him, they're after us. But he's standing in the way. I believe that, because it started with character assassination. Then it went up to impeachments. Then it went to indictments. And then an attempted assassination. What next? And if he gets elected, the time after the election up until the inauguration will be the days of hell, the 79 days of hell. So believers, get out here. Prayer warriors, pray like you have never prayed before for our country. The people, Trump and his team, his family, I really prayed. I've really been praying. But you guys, tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure your notifications work. Thank you so much for watching to the end. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.